update the standings after the second of 4 rotations, and the Americans, Jordyn Wieber and Alexandra Raisman, with costly mistakes. Wieber goes from 1st to 4th. Raisman goes all the way down to 10th. And now it's Komova of Russia, Jinnan of China, with her teammate, Qiushuang, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. And now we go to the always difficult balance beam. And how does Jinnan set herself up there?
Well, she's fantastic.
It's a great event for her.
Yeah, she's really got a lot of good gymnastics yet to come. Like the Romanians, the Chinese are fabulous on balance beam and the uneven bars.
Well,
but
traditionally, they've always been that 2-event country. Uneven bars, balance beam, big skills on those events. Where they've struggled is on vault and floor exercise, but she is exceptional as an all-around gymnast.
Then there's Jordyn Wieber, who has dropped off the podium, having never lost a major all-around competition that she's entered, not including something as big as the World Championships. But she's shown to be a fighter.
Yeah, she has. And remember, she has been in this exact position before at this year's American Cup. She fell on the uneven bars and battled back to defeat the reigning world all-around champion from Russia, Alea Mustafina.
This time it's a different Russian to battle, and that is Viktoria Komova.
And this young lady's all about confidence. She wants to win. She knows she's great. All eyes are on her.
But it's been a World Championships of major miscues, and she is no exception. This is what happened to her on the balance beam during the team final.
Well, she just seemed a little bit off on this particular day. I didn't see her gymnastics as being quite as crisp. She seemed a bit tired. She was always checking herself on some of her big skills, and this one certainly did not go her way on that evening.
Well, it was perfect in qualifying, but it was perfectly off the balance beam in the team portion of the event, which was very damaging to the Russian squad.
And which became a silver medal. Today's a new day and a different kind of battle. This is an individual all-around battle.
This routine has all the qualities of being absolutely brilliant. She has exciting acrobatic skills. Here's the one where she fell on in the team competition right here. Perfect.
Wow.
And you can see the ballet training. You can see the hard work that has gone into all these little details.
It's a slight little balance check.
Just has such a natural way about her. Her movements on beam, connecting the acro skills with her choreography. Whoops, a little check again.
That was supposed to be connected right there, and then another check, so she missed the connection. She'll lose some of her start value.
Big skill right here. Double turn. Again.
Yeah, fell out of that. I don't know why she does that, because I've watched her do it so many times here in Japan, and it is so hard for her.
The reward can be great when you take big risks like that.
And the step backwards, that was a little bit wider than her shoulders. If the step is bigger than shoulder width, it's 3/10 of a point. If it's smaller, only 1/10 of a point. That will be 3 for certain.
Get out the tape measure. It's crazy.
But it's still a very strong routine, no question. And look at the knees and the toes here. Most athletes that are performing this, as they're reaching for the balance beam, their feet are flexing a little bit too early.
It was just picture perfect. This taking great risk on the balance beam, losing total sight, blind landing, but as we've mentioned, those little balance checks throughout the routine and the latter part of the routine.
So that step backwards right there. But she survived it, and I'll tell you, getting through a balance beam routine.
She's put the pressure on.
Yeah, without doubt.
Well, we'll see if that was good enough to keep her in the lead. Now back to Hannah Whelan, one of 2 from Great Britain.
And the big goal here for this British team, Al, I have to say, is they qualified for London. That took a lot of pressure off the women's team.
That was very nice vault.
She's having a great day.
You stick that landing on vault, it is a very good thing. Low start score, though. Only a maximum of a 15.3.
It's a 1.5 twist. A blind landing makes it really difficult to stick vaults like this.
She was in 7th after the second rotation, so who knows what's possible here.
Yep.
Right there, it says she is ranked in 1st, but there is a lot more gymnastics to come. Now let's go back to Viktoria Komova of Russia. How costly was it?
Well, you know, she scored a 15.4 in the qualifying and 14.68, a good score, certainly respectable, but when you can do a mid-15 on an event and you end up...
Well, and the judges didn't ignore all those balance checks. They actually did their job, and they did take those deductions.
But for now, she remains in the lead for this World Championship all-around gold medal. Back to the balance beam and Huang Qiushuang. She was 3rd after the second rotation.
And this can be a great event for her or not so great,
we'll
depending
see
on what she does, because she has been inconsistent.
That was very nicely done.
Yeah, beautiful start. When she does this well, she almost floats throughout the routine. Everything looks so elegant.
That was supposed to be put together, and that
was not supposed to happen.
No.
And
Remember,
that's 1 full point.
yes, it is. A full point. Say it over and over again. She is just so beautiful to watch. But as a whole, the most inconsistent Chinese competitor, I would say, at these World Championships in both training. Wow.
And it will be really interesting to see if they take that chance with her next year.
Yeah, I personally think they're going to have a very different lineup come London 2012.
Well, all the countries are boasting about some of their younger athletes that are back home that were not age eligible for these championships, and that they're working very hard with in order to make the team.
So what you're saying is that, in a sense, she didn't just fall off the beam. She may have fallen off the team.
Yes, exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a shame because she's
Everything
a
else
beautiful
was great.
athlete,
Yeah.
and, you know, a fall like that takes you right out of it. But they're happy.
No, they're not happy.
I never understand that.
I can guarantee you they are not happy.
Funny way of showing it.
Yeah, and this is just off from the start.
Yeah, right from the start. I mean, you're only working with 4 inches of balance beam there.
The dismount, like everything else in this routine, very nicely done. But that cannot erase even a little bit of that fall off the beam. Lands with her chest a little low. It'll be a deduction, but really it's all about the fall.
13.633.
Ouch.
We go back to the vault, and Anna Porgras is awaiting the green light.
And as Tim had mentioned before, she had her first 2 strongest events out of the way. This, however, not so strong.
Weak difficulty. Very nicely done. You know, it's nice, right? You look at that and you go,
beautiful.
That was pretty darn good. She stuck the landing, had good form in the air.
But it's only out of a 5.0.
So a maximum of a 15, yeah. So.
But she's an elegant gymnast. She's beautiful. She's trying to maximize every single little point. She almost does, with the exception of the landing. It should be a stuck landing, especially if you're going to do a vault like that. You have to stick it.
Pretty darn close to a stick. So this started, like I said, at a 15. Remember, Jordyn Wieber's vault started at a 16.5. And there you see the 14.1.
Still to come in Tokyo, Japan. Can American Jordyn Wieber save her day in the World Gymnastics Championships? A third rotation in the women's all-around in a World Championships that has been marked by major mistakes. Here's Ksenia Afanasyeva of Russia. She was in 6th after the second rotation.
But actually, so far, she's been doing a great job. Got to survive on beam, and right off the top. Very difficult. It's called an Arabian, and didn't even look that off, but wow.
They're still going to take a full point for that skill.
They are.
Oh.
Another very big balance check.
And those add up as well.
You know, she was certainly in the hunt to maybe squeak out a bronze medal, as was Huang Qiushuang from China, but just not possible when you see someone like Komova, who already has balance beam out of the way now.
She certainly has all the style that we've grown accustomed to for the Russian gymnasts, and big skills, but and another near miss right there. But you have to stay on the beam.
Wow.
So she goes from thinking about a medal to thinking about whether she's satisfied top 10.
And this is the Arabian, and
right off the top, it was the first big test for her, and that is not a good feeling.
And that was really not because she was off to the side anyway. It was because she didn't have enough rotation, and so she would have had to have taken a big step backwards into the side, and no way.
A 13.4. Now to Jinnan of China, also on the beam.
And she's capable of getting a 15 on this event, a big score.
Yeah. Both in the qualifying and in the team finals, she was in the 15s, actually scored a 15.2.
Second place after the second rotation.
She has a lot happening in this exercise. Mounts with a very simple skill, but watch out. Starts right here.
Back with a full. Very nice. She got a little bump in her ranking after the 2 mishaps from the Americans, Wieber. Oh, God.
That right foot didn't even make it on.
You know, I don't think I saw her miss that ever in training, in preparation for these worlds. Day after day, she was so perfect. Oh, Julie.
Yep, just little checks here and there, but she does everything in this routine. Such a variety. Very, very difficult skills, including that spin right there. But again, another check. Slight deduction.
She'd have been okay with just those little bobbles here and there, but
oh, it's a shame. Wonderful routine.
So why so many major mistakes?
You know, I don't know from her, because I would have bet just about anything that she'd have put both feet down on the beam and had no problem with this, because she's been so great in training. But that right foot was never even close. It was, you know, 7/8 of the foot was off of the balance beam, and
but she took the risk as well. With a routine like that, she took the risk of possibly getting a huge score. Just didn't work out.
Well, let's see if Jordyn Wieber can shake off what happened on the uneven bars. She went from 1st to 4th.
And hopefully she hasn't been watching her competitors, because for them, the beam has been very slippery.
solid. Now for Jordyn, she does a very difficult skill that comes late in this routine. It's a full twisting back tuck. She won't perform that until she gets a bunch of other things out of the way. Beautiful.
This is
beautiful.
Very good exercise. A little bit of a hiccup there.
This is also how she's been training balance beam her entire time in Tokyo, how she's been competing on this event.
Well, here we go, the big test. Very nice. There's a big sigh of relief when she puts that to her feet. With all the falls, Jordyn Wieber is back in it with that balance beam routine. Wow.
That's the kind of fighter that we have seen. That's the kind of fighter that she still is.
Head coach John Geddard.
Wanted the stuck dismount, didn't he?
Yeah.
She was very sure of herself right from the beginning. There's that combination off the top.
Not just a back flip, but she adds a full twist onto it.
Well, she says she likes to look up at the scoreboard, and I'm sure she got a great idea of where she stood heading into this routine, and she didn't like it.
Well, what's your gut feeling, Elfie? We are waiting for the number now. Do you think she's going to like what she sees in a moment?
Absolutely. She's going to have even a greater desire going into floor exercise because she is back in it.
So, Tim, let's just say it comes down to Jordyn Wieber and Viktoria Komova and whoever else is right there in the standings. How does she get handicapped in floor exercise?
Well, she's very good, and actually comparative to Viktoria Komova right there. Typically, her routine starts about 0.3 of a point higher in the all-around. I don't know if Jordyn's going to make up enough ground to be at the same level as Komova coming into floor, but she does go in with that little bit of an advantage. She's a much stronger tumbler than Komova from Russia.
Yeah, Jinnan got her own damage report. She was in second, came off the beam. And here we go, 15.266. Jordyn Wieber is in second place, trailing the Russian Komova by 0.4.